want to know what sports, animals, ship battles, and gladiators have in common? Then follow me on this journey back in time to one of the 7 wonders of the world in the Mediterranean regions of Italy. If what initially came into your mind when you heard the phrase Italian wonder was pizza, I will have to disappoint you. Don't get me wrong, pizza is cool, but Rome's Colosseum is cooler. For starters, let's place ourselves somewhere between 72 AD and 80 AD, when the Roman Emperor Vespasian ruled the empire, and Rome was the center of Europe. Nice toga you're wearing, by the way. This is the period when the Great Colosseum was built, an enormous building so huge that it could easily fit a present-day football field. Made out of a porous rock called travertine and placed on Palatine Hill, the Colosseum is the largest amphitheater in the world. This is the place where the famous games took place, the equivalent of today's Super Bowl Sundays, in a way. But it was not football that the ancient Romans played inside this outstanding building. Don't let the name mislead you, because it was definitely not a game for the main participants, as among others it involved gladiators, fights against animals, and one-to-one fighting, group combats, and even ship battles. These events were seriously brutal. Imagine the most hardcore video game you've ever played. Now multiply it by 10, and you might get a grasp of it. Legend has it that during certain games, more than 10,000 animals could be killed in just a single day. How on earth could they manage to host animals, ships, and gladiators in one single building, you might be wondering? Well, considering that this magnificent building had 80 entrances and could seat around 50,000 spectators, makes it quite easy, right? Not only that, but Emperor Domitian added an underground intricate system of passages and dungeons called the Hypogeum, from which gladiators and animals would miraculously emerge in front of the cheering crowd. Awesome and surreal, is it not? The style in the Colosseum features the grandeur of Rome and its spectacular architecture. There were 4 floors, each one with more elaborate decorations in its columns. Romans started designing Colosseum columns following austere Greek tendencies in the first floor, Tuscan style, then moving to iconic columns for the second floor, richer in decoration, and Corinthian style on the third floor, much more appealing to the eye. Let us also not forget the 2 main entrances, the Porta Triumphalis, used to honor the winning gladiators, and the Porta Libertinaria, dedicated to Libitina, the Roman goddess of funerals. And last but not least, the Velarium, a canvas shelter which could be pulled over the top of certain sitting areas to protect spectators from the bursting sun. And believe me, the spectators were aplenty, as the only thing needed to enjoy the games was the Roman citizen status. There was no entrance fee, and sometimes free food was served too. Quite a deal, right? Well, this makes sense, as the emperors actually used the games to gain popularity. These events were the perfect chance to promote their views and philosophies to the widest spectrum of Romans. The more extreme and brutal the spectacles, the more popular the emperors would become with the general public. So, how about we finish our journey and head back to our time in order to enjoy the movie Gladiator with a slightly new perspective?